Here's proof. Over 10 facts that are making me seriously think that Warren Buffett is possibly buying Tesla stock. The first, very obvious one, he has been selling BYD. This is September 5th. November 4th, selling again. November 11th, selling again. He still owns quite a bit of BYD, but we will only know for sure if he is buying Tesla stock roughly in February. There are so many coincidences. For example, this one, Elon Musk used NetJets to fly to from Delaware today. NetJets is a Berkshire Hathaway company. Charlie Munger has been talking about Elon Musk and Tesla overall positively, which is very different from the tone that he used in February, calling out Elon Musk in a very sophisticated way, basically calling Elon Musk extremely overconfident and therefore incompetent, I would say, dangerous. I have read a great deal of Munger and Buffett, and one thing that they constantly say is those people that think that they are smarter than they are the most dangerous. They want people that are smart, but people that think that they are not as smart as they actually are. It went almost from an indirect attack, very subtle criticism, to completely positive take, saying that Elon Musk has done some good things that others couldn't do. Very different attitude. Calling Tesla a minor miracle. So why the sudden change? If we speculate, that's perhaps because Munger and Buffett are buying Tesla stock. You don't talk badly about a stock you own. But here is the really surprising thing. Becky Quick, who was interviewing Munger, where Munger said Tesla is a minor miracle, she didn't ask Munger, are you buying Tesla stock? I would think that would be a normal, regular follow-up question. That was not asked. Maybe it was agreed before the interview you will not ask certain questions. Maybe. This is all just speculation only. And of course, if you are buying, you don't want to tell everyone else you are buying, especially if you are so respected like Buffett and Munger. Just them buying something can move the markets. And also Elon responding that Mr. Munger's words are much appreciated. That in itself doesn't mean much or anything, but when you see all those other things coming together, that begs the question, what is going on? Next, of course, Tesla's stock price with earnings is completely disconnected at the moment. Check this out. I borrowed this from Gary Black, the red line. This is earnings per share. This is an estimate. And this is the Tesla stock price going down. The stock is completely disconnected at the moment from projected earnings. The fundamentals are strong, and Buffett and Munger, they love such situations. One reason why I'm buying Tesla stock, and I don't care what the stock does short term, is because I read a lot of Buffett and Munger, and they absolutely do not care about the macro. If the price is good and the business is good, they are buying, and so am I. I will be looking forward to mid-February of 2023, which is when we will find out if Buffett and Munger are indeed buying Tesla stock through Berkshire Hathaway. Now, this one is just speculation that, Elon hasn't talked much positively about Tesla. Why is that? Which is kind of a little weird. This is one possible reason. I wouldn't look too much into it, but still, that's another thing to speculate. This one to me is really the most obvious one. Why Berkshire would be buying Tesla stock is because they are selling BYD. That's interesting that they are doing that. Maybe they are worried about China a little bit. Maybe they think Tesla is better. I believe Tesla is better, much better. This reason makes complete sense to me. Geico is a big insurance company, and Tesla insurance is not good for Berkshire Hathaway. I mean, Tesla can undercut any other insurance company basically that is trying to insure Tesla vehicles. It's not so hard to imagine that they would want to protect their business by buying Tesla stock. Number 9 here on this list is Munger lives in California. And this is a big deal because in California, the best-selling car in California is the Tesla Model Y. And you know what car is the second best-selling car? Out of all vehicles, including all gasoline cars, it's the Model 3. This includes economy cars. This includes luxury cars. Any car. It's preposterous. So you see Teslas everywhere in California, just like I see them here in British Columbia, in Vancouver. They are everywhere. This just makes seeing this disruption so much more easier. If you live in a city where you have no EVs, and it's a little bit harder to believe. But if you live in California or here in Vancouver City, so easy to see this is the future. Tesla, of course, has pricing power. Buffett eventually bought Apple, and I believe Tesla is somewhat similar to that as well. But also, this one is a very real problem for Berkshire. Berkshire suffers from the law of large numbers. To move a needle, they need to invest large sums of money in growing businesses. That's a lot harder than it sounds, actually. It's really difficult. And Tesla's high growth rate and favorable operating margins are exactly what Berkshire perhaps needs. It's very, looking at Tesla stock and you look at the PE ratio, the growth rate, everything, it's very attractive. Then, of course, buybacks. Buffett loves buybacks. On the last earnings call, Elon did mention buybacks, and he specifically mentioned 2023, but he recently tweeted that buybacks is that would be completely up to the board to decide. Buffett has made some contrarian moves before. This one would be perhaps one of those if he follows through with it. I mean, a lot of people do not want to touch Tesla, although there are more analysts that say buy Tesla stock than sell Tesla stock currently. So I'm not so sure if no one really wants to touch Tesla stock. Of course, the stock is dropping because Elon sold a lot and also he's focused on Twitter so much. But look, the consensus is that Tesla is going to get to $308 from under $200 right now. That's over 50% return. So I'm not so sure if it's really such a contrarian move. It's that I think earlier, a few years ago, that was a quite, contrarian. No one really wanted to buy Tesla stock back then, years ago. And we have this definitely confirmed that Elon does have someone in mind. We learned about that through the transcripts of the court records, where one of the board members testified and said that they do have someone who they have in mind as a potential successor, just in case something goes wrong. But of course, Elon is not planning to move or resign or anything like that. He intends to stay CEO of Tesla, it would appear to me, for a long time. We know that Charlie Munger absolutely hates Bitcoin, and even we know that Tesla sold some. Then this is his next argument. Pause if you'd like to read this one. And here's a quick poll. When will Buffett invest in Tesla? I believe that Buffett will buy Tesla stock eventually. I don't know if he's buying right now. This is all speculation, but we do have some facts that would clearly point to at least a possibility of Berkshire buying. I think the only way Buffett does not end up buying Tesla stock is if he ends up passing away, because already, Buffett is not exactly young. Buffett is now 92 years old, and Munger is 98. Some people are going as far as saying there is a 99% chance that Warren Buffett and Munger are buying Tesla stock because we know that Becky Quick is a pretty good reporter, I think. And there would be a pretty good argument to make that she's too good of a reporter not to ask if Berkshire is buying Tesla stock or not after those very positive comments about Elon Musk and Tesla, because just earlier this year it was a very intellectual, sort of insult that Munger used against Elon Musk. And Meet Kevin also said just now in a video that Tesla stock is looking more like a value stock, which of course it's not, but with those earnings per share going up while the stock is going down, it's not making a whole lot sense. And Tesla is almost drowning in cash flow now, making 8 times more per car sold than Toyota. Here's an argument why maybe they are not buying, but I'm not sure if I would fully believe it because this was a while ago. Take a listen.
I want to ask you about Tesla. The company has a market capitalization of about $140 billion. It traded last week about $200 billion in stock and traded about $500 billion in options. And the stock moved about 20% a day. Meanwhile, Mr. Musk seems thrilled to stoke this volatility. I wanted to know what your thoughts are on this situation, and particularly what your thoughts are on Mr. Musk's behavior.
My thoughts are two. I would never buy it, and I would never sell short. I have a third comment. There was a man found in Los Angeles for years named Howard Amundsen. He once said something that I've taken to my heart. Said, never underestimate the man who overestimates himself. I think Elon Musk is peculiar, and he may overestimate himself, but he may not be wrong all the time.
But keep in mind, this was a long time ago. He went from speaking quite negatively about Elon Musk to now saying only positive things as of late. Well, we'll find out in February. These are 48 reasons why I only own Tesla stock in my stock portfolio. My name is Matt Postius. Make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later.